feeling overwhelmed with the prospect of selling an inherited property, or maybe a house that you've owned for a while and just don't know what to do with it? Maybe you've heard of companies that buy homes as is for cash and are wondering if they're a good option for you. Well, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to dive deep into the pros and cons of using companies that buy homes to sell either an inherited property or maybe a property that you just want to get off your hands. These companies offer a quick and easy way to sell a property, often without the needs for repairs, staging, or listing it on the open market. But is it right for everyone? Let's explore some of the benefits and drawbacks of using some of these companies. So if you're considering selling an inherited property or maybe a property you just don't want anymore, so let's go ahead and check out those pros and cons. Hi, my name is Andy Moss with Living in Greater Boston. I'm a licensed realtor, certified probate expert, and licensed general contractor. Every day, I'm getting calls, texts, and emails from people that are looking to either buy their first home, their next home, they're looking to sell their current home, or they're looking for their next investment real estate opportunity. I also get calls and emails from people that are going through probate, the process of selling an inherited property, or selling a house that needs significant repairs or has renters that are just causing too much stress. Normally in these videos, we're showing you around town at different homes, or we're covering topics regarding buying and selling a house on the open market. No matter your situation, our goal is to take some, if not all, of the stress off of what is an already difficult and stressful situation. If this sounds like you and you'd like to know more about going through the probate process, such as selling personal property or dealing with an inherited property, or helping to find the right care for a loved one that's been left behind, or maybe you just want to sell a property that you just don't want anymore, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications so you can stay informed and up to date on all that's available to you and everything that's going on here in the Greater Boston market. So let's go ahead and check out those pros and cons. When it comes to selling your home, the traditional method may not always be the best fit for your unique circumstances. The process of preparing your home, listing it with a real estate agent, and waiting for potential buyers to bid on the house can be time-consuming and uncertain, but there are alternatives to consider that can still help you sell your house. One of the most popular options is selling your home to a company. These companies offer a range of benefits, such as quick turnaround time and a cash offer for selling it to them. However, not all companies are created equal, and it's essential to understand the different types of companies that are out there and how they operate. There are a variety of companies that specialize in buying homes, including real estate investors, house flipping companies, and even the latest, iBuyers. Each type of company has its own unique approach, from offering competitive cash offers to taking care of all the repairs and upgrades before selling the home on the market. But is it the best solution for everyone? Probably not. All right, so let's talk about some of the pros. Using a company that buys homes to sell your house or an inherited property has several advantages, making this a very popular choice for many people. Number one is the speed of sale. If you're looking to sell your house or an inherited property quickly, then using a company that buys homes might be the perfect solution for you. Typically, these companies can close in a matter of weeks, maybe even days, rather than taking the months that it usually takes to sell in the traditional market. This can be a significant relief if you're in a hurry to move on from the property, move out of state, or even maybe you don't live in state. Number two is convenience and simplicity in the process. Selling a house is a time-consuming and complex process and takes many steps. From listing the property to finding potential buyers, closing the sale, there are lots of hurdles to overcome. However, when you work with a company that buys homes, they take care of all that for you. They'll handle everything from the inspections, paperwork, and make the process easy and hassle-free. Number three, we avoid repairs and any kind of upgrades. If your house or the property that you've inherited is in poor condition or in need of some sort of repairs, it can be challenging to find a buyer on the traditional market. However, when you work with these companies, you can avoid the need for costly repairs or upgrades. These companies typically purchase in as-is condition, which means you don't have to worry about fixing the property up before you go ahead and sell it. Next one is certainty of the sale. When you work with these companies, you can be confident that the sale will go through. Unlike traditional buyers, these companies have resources to purchase the property outright, which means there's no risk of the sale falling through due to financing issues, inspections, or other complications. This can provide peace of mind and certainty that you'll be able to sell the house properly, quickly, and efficiently. Using a company that buys homes can be an excellent option for those who are looking to move on fast, easy, and without a hassle. All right, let's take a look at some of the cons. While there are certainly advantages to using these companies, there are definitely drawbacks that you need to consider. Here are some of those drawbacks. Number one is pretty obvious. It's going to be a lower sale price when you list it on the market. That is the biggest drawback of using these companies. You're going to receive a lower sale price, lower offers compared to listing your property on the traditional market. These companies offer speed and convenience. They also need to make a profit, which means that they may offer less money than you can get by selling on the open market. Number two is potential for scams and predatory practices. Unfortunately, the real estate industry has its fair share of scammers and predators. Some companies buy homes may engage in unethical practices such as lowballing their offers or pressuring you to accept an offer before you're ready. It's essential to do your research and choose a reputable company to work with to avoid falling victim to any of these types of scams. When considering any company that buys a house for cash, some of the things you want to take a look at is, do they have a consistent track record of actually doing this in the past? When they make you an offer, you sign a contract, will they actually be able to bring you to the closing table? There are tons of courses out there that are always trying to attract new cash buyers or new flippers into the market. Not every single one of them is actually going to be able to close on the far end. The other side to it are companies that they're iBuyers. You've seen a lot in the news recently. A lot of these companies they're either getting rid of their iBuying program like Zillow did, or companies like Open Door are receiving huge fines. I think it was like a $63 million fine that Open Door received from the Federal Trade Commission. Take a look at their fine print. So sometimes with companies like Open Door, actually I'll show you this here. So Open Door, when you take a look at their fine print, their fees, they say it right here on the bottom, they won't go over 5%. Fees are subject to change and have historically been as high as 14%. So not only are you going to get a lower sale price, but then you're going to have to pay them at least 5% on top of that. The next drawback is a lack of options. Many of these companies are only able to give you an as-is cash option that may potentially and probably will be the lowest amount of money you'll receive. While listing out on the open market is seeming like a daunting task, there are companies that will partner with you to make home improvements and any kind of repairs to sell the house on the open market so you can get the best possible price. When deciding whether to use any of these companies to sell your home or an inherited property, there are several factors that you should consider to ensure that you make the best decision for yourself, your family, and any of the other heirs involved. One would be the timeline for your sale. If you need to sell an inherited property or your house quickly, a company that comes in and buys the house for cash is certainly an attractive option. These companies are typically going to close within a matter of days or weeks. It's going to be a huge advantage if you need cash quickly. However, if you have more time to sell, listing on the open market probably is going to be the best option for you. Next, what are your financial needs and priorities? If you need cash quickly, a company that buys homes may be the best option for you, even if it means accepting a lower price. However, if you're not in a rush, can afford to wait for the best offer, listing your property on the open market may be a better choice, even if it means that you have to do some extra repairs in the middle. For many people, there are emotional attachments either to an inherited property, maybe one that they've held onto for a long time, which can make it difficult to decide whether to sell to a company or to put it on the market. If you have a strong emotional attachment to the property, usually you want to sell it and try and move on as fast as possible, so those cash buyers are probably going to be your best option. However, you may look on the other side and say, I want to make sure it goes to a really good buyer, homeowner, and maybe putting it on the market so you have a little bit more control of that is an option that you want to take a look at. Finally, one of the last things really need to consider is what are the conditions of the current real estate market and whether or not that makes sense to use one of these companies. If the market's hot, you may be able to get a higher sale price by listing it on the open market, no matter the condition. I mean, back in 2021, even into 2022, you could put a house on the open market that had no running water and it would sell on the open market. Those days have changed. However, if the market is slow or stagnant, selling to a company may be a more attractive option just because of the certainty in the sale. Ultimately, the decision on whether or not you use a company or list it on the market is really going to depend upon your unique needs, priorities, and circumstances. By considering these factors and doing your research, you can make an informed decision that works best for you and anybody else that's involved. All right, so that's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that it has been informative and helping you to work your way through the journey of selling either an inherited house, inherited assets, or a property that you just don't want anymore. If you have any questions or need any referrals to anyone who might be able to help you going through the process, go ahead and leave a comment below, or feel free to reach out to us directly. All of our information is in the description down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips and advice on real estate, home ownership, and everything that comes up in between. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.